So I always had a big problem with social media and spending time on social media. And it always took my focus from important things in my business and in my life. And I was losing a lot of time there, and I tried so many ways to get rid of social media. More especially for me, a few months ago was spending time on YouTube. And in the last period, in the last 2 months, it was spending time on Instagram. And I found a way to get rid of YouTube, and I found a way to get rid of Instagram, and these are like different methods, and I found different methods that worked for me. So I didn't open Instagram, for example, in the last 3 weeks, and I didn't even have like an impulse to do it. And it's a very simple method, and I wanted to share it with you because I think it can help a lot of people that are very addicted with these apps. And for example, I think I spoke about how I quit YouTube in some other video on this channel. But what I did was I set a limit on YouTube. I took a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, and I told him so that I have this problem with YouTube and I want to find a way to spend less time on there because I had a lot of work to do. I had a lot of things that I wanted to do and I didn't have time for them because I was spending hours on end watching like random stuff that didn't bring any value to my life. So what I did on my phone, I set a limit and I put there only like 1 minute because 1 minute was the least time I could put. And I told him to set a pin. So if I were to go above 1 minute on YouTube, I would have to enter the pin, which was a 4 digit code. And I told him, set this 4 digit code, and then if I ever want to watch YouTube, I wouldn't be able to. So the only way that I could watch YouTube was like maybe get another device, which like wasn't very practical because I didn't want to spend money like to get a new phone so I could watch YouTube. But I just needed to have like YouTube blocked on my phone so I couldn't just go there like that. So this worked for me personally because I did that, and I think it was also a little bit of luck because I also changed my mentality. But then after I quit YouTube, which was in January and now we are in August, I had like a few good months when I wasn't spending any time on social media. And I mean, like I wasn't spending time on any of the social media apps. Like no YouTube, no Instagram. I had Facebook on my phone and I deleted because after I deleted Instagram and YouTube, I started to watch reels on Facebook, which just showed how desperate I was to get my dopamine from these apps. And aside of that, like I didn't have TikTok. I was able to quit TikTok like a few years ago, like I think 3 years ago. But after January, when I managed to quit YouTube, I had, as I said, a few good months, I think, until May. So there were a few months, and I wasn't spending any time on social media. I was able to focus a lot on my business, and I was able to be very concentrated during like my work sessions. But then I started to download Instagram, and I had like short periods when I used to do that, and it would usually just be like a few days until I basically get mad at myself because I did that. So I would just install, so I would just download the app and then I was spending a few days on it. Then I would have like a day where I was spending like a few hours scrolling through reels, and then I would uninstall it. And in May, like it wasn't like that. And after I downloaded the app, I started to talk with someone through Instagram. And I had this excuse that I can't download Instagram because I want to talk with this person, when instead I could just give them my number and we would be able to talk like that. And I think I had like Instagram for, it was May, June, so 2 months. And in 2 months, I formed the habit of staying every day on Instagram. And after 2 months, like I finally got mad, and after 2 months, I got angry at myself because I was spending a lot of time there. So I told this person, let's talk on WhatsApp, but I wasn't able to uninstall Instagram. And it kind of surprised me because usually I would always be able to get rid of these apps that didn't contribute to my life. And I wasn't able to tell why I felt this urge to go on the app until I realized that it was a habit, because in the last 2 months I was every day on that app and I was always getting my dopamine from there. So when I wanted to uninstall it, I was thinking about like that I'm not that person, like I'm used to stay on the app. And of course I was thinking again about ways to get rid of the app. And as I did with YouTube, I gave my friend again my phone, and I told my friend to set a limit for half an hour on Instagram. And I mean, it worked because I was only spending half an hour on the app, but still, like, I was losing half an hour of the day. And that's not even the worst thing, because even worse than that was the fact that after I was spending those 30 minutes scrolling, I was thinking that I want more. And throughout the day, I was always thinking, do I have more time on Instagram? Do I have more time to scroll? Do I have more time to get some more dopamine? And usually, after like lunch, I would usually run out of time. And I would always have it in my head that, do I have more time? I want to watch more reels. And it would piss me off that I was always thinking about this, and I couldn't let myself to concentrate on other things because my mind was constantly thinking about scrolling through reels, but I couldn't do it because I didn't have the time, which was pretty good because otherwise I could spend like hours on end scrolling through reels. But I wanted to totally get rid of it. And I wanted to be able to concentrate as I did from January till May when I didn't have any social media on my phone. So I was looking for a way to do this, and I didn't found any, because I knew that if I were to set like again a limit on my phone for like just 1 minute, so I couldn't basically do anything on the app, it would still be in my head and it would be like useless, because I was so used to the app and I need to do something, and I had to do something drastic to not only be able to get rid of the app, but to be able to get rid of the habit that I had. So I was a little bit lucky because this happened. So I was a little bit lucky because this happened. So I had another friend that also wanted to get rid of social media, and they had other reasons than me, but they told me that they just uninstalled Instagram. And because they were my friend, I said, okay, let's do it together, because I also wanted to get rid of it, and it was kind of in my interest to do that. So we did this together. I uninstalled it in exactly that moment. I didn't have any other thought. I just uninstalled it, and I felt very relieved. But I was thinking about, what if I will want to re-download it. So I told my friend after I uninstalled it that, look, let's do it like this. Whoever enters first on Instagram like loses the challenge. And we didn't make any bet, we didn't do anything like that, but we just wanted to be able to focus on, like, I wanted to be able to focus again on my business, and he wanted to be able to focus on something else. But we both didn't want to enter Instagram, and we both felt like we were in this challenge. And none of us re-downloaded Instagram, and we uninstalled it at the end of July, and now it's like August, and it's been like 3 weeks until now, nearly 3 weeks since we uninstalled it. So I know it seems like a stupid solution and like a very obvious one, but just find a friend that also wants to get rid of Instagram, and it doesn't need to be, you don't need to have the same reason, but you both need to feel like you need to get rid of it. And when you want to do it together, you will do it. And if you think like it wouldn't work, like, you can also make a bet and like maybe make a bet on some money, so whoever re-downloads it first needs to give the other one, I don't know, some money, or needs to do this thing. You can be creative with this stuff. You can find something, and you can find something that suits both of you, and maybe it's better than like just giving the other one some money. But believe me, if you have an app on your phone and you want to get rid of it because you spend a lot of time on it, it won't work just to set a limit on it, so you wouldn't be able to get on the app, because it didn't work for me. And usually, as I said, after I was spending that half an hour, I was always thinking about the next day when the limit would reset. And if I had a day where I was disciplined, and let's say it would get to the evening and I was very disciplined throughout the day, and at the end of the day I was having 15 minutes to scroll, and not necessarily to scroll, but I was having like 15 minutes on Instagram, even if I didn't want to spend them, because I was thinking like, I want to be disciplined till the end. I was thinking that, no, I have to scroll because otherwise I'm losing 15 minutes and I won't get them back. And it was so stupid. Like, whatever I tried to do, like, I couldn't quit it like once and for all. And I just found that if you find a person like a friend, or it could be someone that you really love, but it needs to be someone that you know very well and you both know each other, so that you have some emotional implication in the quote unquote challenge, then you will see how easy it will be to get rid of your addiction of social media. And it doesn't just need to be social media, it can also be like any other bad habit that you have. So if you like this video, give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one.